What's up, horror heads? We are back with another volume of Dad Reads Horror Movie Reviews. Besides watching horror movies, I like to write horror movie reviews as well on Letterboxd. You can get it as an app on your phone, or you can go to the website, letterboxd.com. This is my profile, Moketown. You can see I link to my Dad Watches Horror Movies channel right underneath my screen name. How cool is that? I've already gone over my profile page in Volume 1, and we've had 2 other volumes after that, and now it's Volume 4. So let's scroll down to my diary and read the next 5 reviews that I have. So there's my diary as I scroll down, and we're going to jump in to the next 5. And I got to go to page 2 because we're starting chronologically, but we're going backwards. So we're not going backwards. We're starting from back in the day and moving to closer in the day, if you know what I mean. All right, so the last review I read was The Final Terror. We are now on Q, so let's read it. Q, 1982. I am not understanding all the praise Q receives. The cast might be strong, but the acting is average at best. The characters are more annoying than intriguing. The nonchalant way this giant winged serpent makes its appearances hindered my free time. I would much rather see people running around screaming stupidly than just a few people looking horrified while the others go about their day unfazed. There is a big flying dinosaur in the sky. There are random bodies falling from the sky. This is not an average day. Act like it. This is how the acting should have been. Holy shit! A serpent flying in the sky. That is fucking weird and scary. Run! Fucking run! Now there is some good acting that Q completely overlooked. On the bright side, the claymation stunts had me laughing, hysterically. So I guess this is not a total fail. Q tries to be serious and tries to hide its downfalls, but the budget was not big enough for the vision. I was looking forward to mass hysteria entertainment, but was denied. 2 stars. Bad. The second review of Volume 4, Terror Firma, 1999. As a horror movie fan, I am familiar with Troma Entertainment and their outlandish antics. Terror Firma takes the cake, though. It takes the cake, fills it with shit, piss, blood, and pickle juice, and force feeds it to you. This is overkill and almost too weird, and trust me, I like it weird. Terror Firma does have its moments. Larry Benjamin, the blind director, pisses all over a couple fucking in the bathroom. The beauty of this scene, if you can call that beauty, is they do not stop fucking while Larry is accidentally pissing on them. They just keep going, while the lady moans out of pleasure and gets grossed out by the piss at the same time. What an epic sequence. However, I still cannot get over all the shit, barf, and weird dick scenes. That stuff is too over the top for me and ruins any chances of me even considering adding Terror Firma to my horror to die for list. I was on the fence with Troma Entertainment's horror style, but this solidified my view, and unfortunately I'm going to have to leave Troma in the dust. I love horror, but Troma does not make the cut. 1.5 stars, very bad. And if you're interested in that horror to die for list, it's actually a list I created on this Letterboxd account, and it has all my favorite horror movies of all time, not listed in any order, but alphabetically. So you want to watch a horror movie? Check out that list. I got tons on there. Review number 3 of Volume 4, Psycho, 1960. Norman Bates has come a long way from being the first noteworthy psychopath serial killer on the big screen. His character has spawned numerous sequels, a remake, and a television show. The Bates Motel, with its Victorian-style house looming in the distance, makes for an excellent and creepy setting. And of course, there is a murky swamp nearby to dump cars with dead bodies in them. The beauty of Psycho is that Norman is unaware of his bipolar problem and makes rookie mistakes in trying to cover his tracks. You can tell he is nervous when talking to anyone who pries into his business. Norman's character traits are fine-tuned and believable. It almost makes you feel for him and want him to get away with his heinous actions. Psycho is a pioneer of the horror movie genre thanks to Alfred Hitchcock's legendary imagination. 4 stars. Very good. Review number 4 of Volume 4, Life 2017. The vulnerable feeling of being in space. You have limited resources and there is no escape. Life pushes this feeling throughout and does it well. Having an A-list of actors always helps the situation. I have always been a fan of Hiroki Sanada in a supporting role, so that alone brings some extra entertainment. Life has a life of its own and mixes scientific discovery with suspenseful horror. All the whiny comparisons to Alien are unwarranted and lazy. Not every movie that involves an isolated space station or spaceship is an Alien ripoff. Life takes place in a space station, and a space station is a setting, not a plot. It is like saying Predator is a ripoff from Rambo 2, just because it takes place in a jungle. No. If you want to know what an Alien ripoff truly is, just watch Galaxy of Terror. That will satisfy your quick-to-judge, complainy-pants fancy. After watching this movie with an open mind, as all movies should be watched, Life stands alone with its idea, but lacks in monster design. 3.5 stars. Good. My last review of Volume 4, Saw 3D 2010. Surprise, there are still more pieces to the puzzle. These pieces relate all the way back to the original Saw victims. I enjoyed that tie-in and was happy that the series somewhat came full circle, but that is it. I am not happy about the irrelevant and unfulfilling Bobby Dagan Jigsaw victim imposter story. All this nonsense and filler took over what really mattered. If you take out all this stupid fluff and only left the relevant material, Saw, the not-so-final chapter, would be under 30 minutes long and more satisfying. I just wasted my time on a Saw 4 clone with pointless characters and even shittier acting. This by far is the worst Saw movie. So bad, in fact, that they are making another one just to make up for it. I am hoping it will be better than this recycled garbage. 2 stars. Bad. And yes, that Saw movie already came out. It's called Jigsaw, and I watched it. And you can wait for me to read that review another time. Thanks for participating and reading along with me in my horror movie reviews. This is Volume 4 of Dad Reads Horror Movie Reviews. On a concluding note, I mentioned my Horror to Die For list. So here it is. Horror to Die For. If you are looking for good horror, look no further than this dynamic list of my favorite horror movies of all time. If a movie I enjoy has any horror aspects or relations, it will be on this list. If you enjoy all aspects of horror, these are to die for. This list is mostly in numerical, alphabetical order, except for the series movies. Example, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, etc. These are in order by release. You can also check out my horror TV to die for list on IMDb. Alright, so here's the list. You saw the order, numerical, alphabetical. I'll scroll down quickly. I got a few pages. So here we go. Not too quick, though, so you can kind of get a chance to see each row of these movies, but these are all my favorite horror movies that I've ever seen. Whenever I see one, I'll throw it on the list, and it'll get thrown there in alphabetical order. So this is the first page. We'll keep going here. I think each page holds 100 movies, I believe. Yes, I believe it's 100 movies. As we're still going here, look at this. No, it holds more than 100. It's got to. I think it's 100. All right, that's page 1. Page 2. So you can go more depth in this and look a little bit closer if you go to my Letterboxd account, Moketown. So check it out. It's actually linked on my YouTube channel as well, Dad Watches Horror Movies, so you can get to it there. And yes, keep going, keep going, keep going. Beautiful horror movies to watch at your leisure. Beautiful horror movies to watch. All right, last page. Favorite horror movie of all time, The Thing. horror sci-fi horror. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for Volume 5 whenever it comes. Be sure to subscribe to Dad Watches Horror Movies, and thank you for your support. Goodbye.